Monday. Welcome back to another weekly vlog. I have been at the dentist this morning, which all went fine. Teeth are good and healthy, which is awesome. And Mondays are my get stuff done days. So basically it's 20 to 12 now. Like I said, I've been at the dentist and I've just been doing some bits and bobs this morning. But essentially the two main things that I need to do today are do a meal plan for the next few days, go to the shop and get all the groceries for those said meals, and then I would really love to spend the afternoon having a good clothing sort through, because it has been on my to-do list for a long time now and it's getting really out of hand. So I think with the rest of the day I'm gonna go and have my coffee, which I have just made, and write myself a little sort of list of meals and groceries so that I can try and make that as a quick experience as possible, because I want to get home in a decent amount of time so I leave myself enough time with the afternoon to do my clothes and stuff. So yeah, in terms of the weekend, obviously last week I didn't have a weekly vlog last week. I wasn't very well, was just getting over my illness and whatnot. I did intend on sort of picking up the camera when I felt better, but I didn't really feel too good until like Thursday. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have a bit of a week off this last week and pick it back up this week. But yeah, I didn't really have a good sort of week overall in terms of food and things like that. A very snacky, a bit of a carb monster. And yeah, I need to film my weigh-in today as well, actually. I've just remembered that. So if you watched my weigh-in, you will know that I weighed in just about maintain. I think I was like 0.2 pounds different. I lost 0.2 pounds, so not terrible, but yeah, I just felt really sort of like a bit deflated at my efforts and things from last week, and I'm just not very happy about it. So rather than dwell on that, I want to really put that into action this week and get some sort of good results and start feeling a lot better. I just feel like really bloated and unhealthy, and yeah, just started to let things slip. And I think it's important to recognise that every week isn't going to be great, but especially sort of in these early weeks, I just want to make sure, am I in focus? Yeah, there we go. I just want to make sure that I'm really trying my very best. And I've been sort of like reflecting a little bit as to why I didn't do as well as I could have done, and it's an interesting thing. I'm not super sure, but I've got some ideas as to why maybe I slipped up a little bit. But the most important thing is that today's Monday and it's a new week to really try very hard. So the aim of this week is to track absolutely everything. I mentioned this in last week's weigh-in video that I'm kind of using my sort of tracking my calories as a bit of a gauge, rather than it being super accurate. So definitely want to get on top of that, make sure that I'm logging everything, weighing everything out, and getting a really good accurate representation of my calories and what I'm eating. And then also just making sure that I'm aligning with not eating sort of like the ultra processed packeted foods, try and be as additive free as possible, just get some really good nutritious food in my body, because it makes me feel amazing first and foremost, and it really does aid my weight loss. So yeah, a couple of things to work on this week. But yeah, I'm gonna go and sort of like meal plan and make my grocery list. From the supermarket, as you can see, and I thought I would just go through what I picked up and do somewhat of a grocery haul. It seems like it's a Monday occurrence now. It was really good to write down what I needed. I haven't done that, I think, like the past 2 times I've been. I didn't write myself a list and ended up getting a bit overwhelmed and a bit stressed about it, so that really helped this time. And I wrote, basically what I did was I just wrote down what we were going to have for dinners over the next sort of 3 days, and then I knew all the other little bits and bobs that I needed for like breakfasts and snacks and all that kind of stuff. So, but I just listed them, and yeah, really helped. So I grabbed a Aberdeen Angus grass-fed and foraged diet beef. I did write down the meal was steak, stuffed mushrooms, green veg medley, sweet potato fries for Joe and Jim. However, these were on the Nectar price, so it worked out much cheaper to buy this, and I thought I'm just going to go with that. I'm just going to do a nice roast beef and then cut it up into like steak slices and stuff. And I think we might have a friend over on Wednesday, so there'll be plenty for the 4 of us, and if for whatever reason there ends up being more, then we can have that on Thursday as well. I got some chicken thigh fillets. I am such a fan of thigh fillets. I think there's lots and lots of flavour in there. I always find that when I cook thigh fillets rather than, or just chicken thigh rather than breast, there's always enough flavour within that naturally, so I don't feel like I need to add a lot. Jim wasn't a huge fan, but he seems to be coming round to the idea of eating chicken thigh, which is great. Me and Joe absolutely love it. And I also got a roast chicken, just a roast in the bag. It's garlic and parsley basted whole chicken. That is to have with I'm going to make some little squared sweet potatoes, and then I'm going to do like a nice veg medley on the side of that. I feel like a roast chicken is just a good staple in our house now. We seem to really enjoy it, and I just find it really easy to make meals, a good sort of balanced meal around a roast chicken. And then the chicken thighs, I am going to do them with rice, which I already have. I picked that up last week. I've just got some whole grain basmati rice, and then I'm going to do some sweet corn, peas and green beans with that. I've also got this little pot of River Cottage organic garlic and herb vegetable stock, so I'm going to mix this up with some water and pop that in with the rice, and that'll give it a lovely flavour. I was quite pleased that I managed to make quite a few meals with a lot of things I already had in the house this week. Got quite a lot of sort of store cupboard staples, so tried to sort of think about what I had and make the meals work with that. I got some more of these Datacry Ryvitas. If you watched my weekly vlog from a couple of weeks ago, you will have seen that I really fancied something like some form of cracker that week, and I had a little look and I ended up getting these, and then there was another one which was like an Emmentaler cheese and pumpkin seed one. Bizarrely, I much preferred the Ryvitas. These are so good with hummus. I think there's something about having a really sort of bland cracker with hummus that works really well, and I just much preferred these. And I also just really like the flavour of like rye and bran. Love it. So yeah, big fan of these. Grabbed some more of them. These are for Joe's work pack ups. They were on offer. I tend to sort of like, I try and make Joe's pack up as healthy as possible, but being a 17-year-old boy, it's not like I can fill his lunchbox with like chickpeas and veg and him be super happy about it. So I try and make it as balanced as possible whilst him still really enjoying it. And they're not like, obviously this is like processed, but it's not super ultra bad. Like, it's not got loads of emulsifiers and things like that. They're fairly like, they're not ideal, but they're better than a lot of other sort of options, like, I don't know, Rice Krispie Squares or something like that. So yeah, I tend to try and get him some kind of little flapjacky kind of treat thing, but try and make it as healthy as possible. I want to try and make some egg bites, a batch of egg bites today, so that I have them in the fridge and I can pop a few of them in his lunchbox as well. He tends to usually have like a chicken sandwich, some kind of thing like this, and then an apple, a banana, that kind of thing. Floss is crying in the background because I went ahead and got her some more treats and some Denta Chews. So I'll give her one just because she's literally sat behind me whining. So I got her some of these and the crocodile guys, and they do them in all different shapes and sizes. But we'll see if she will be satisfied with that. There you go, chicken. There you go. Go enjoy. I think she's a bit disappointed. I think she was hoping that she would get one of her like actual treats, but yeah. So I picked up some roast chicken and stuffing slices. These are for Joe's pack ups. He absolutely loves them. I grabbed some kefir. Still really loving the kefir. I went with this one, which is the mango and passion fruit flavour. This is essentially my treat. So if I'm fancying something sweet and something quite yummy, like a dessert style thing, this is what I go for. Now, it's not as good as the just good old standard plain kefir that's not got any sort of like pureed fruits or anything in there. This is obviously the best sort of like source of kefir when it's just kefir on its own, basically. But in a similar kind of mindset, I think that rather than having sort of like chocolate or cakes or biscuits or things like that, having a few spoonfuls of the kefir with a few berries and maybe some like nuts and things, it's just a much better option. So that was the thinking behind that. Grabbed some pepperami. These are for Jim and Joe, just as like a little snack. Again, you know, I feel like I'm trying to justify everything I buy, and I don't really need to justify it. But with Jim and Joe, obviously, I live in a household with my stepson and Jim, so it's got to sort of like work for everybody. And yeah, they just wanted some pepperamis, boring things, just some incidental brushes, and then some, what's it called, semi-skim milk. And then I'll do this little bag next, because it's easiest to grab. Got some, what are these? Large soft white rolls for Joe's sandwiches. I got myself a bottle of elderflower and lemon kombucha. Would it be my food shop without one of these in there? It's just a little nice treat. I try to drink mostly water, but I just see this as such a huge treat because I love it so much. I am going to have some now because I'm super thirsty. But yeah, absolutely love that. And then Jim requested a couple of bottles of sparkling water. So I got him 2 bottles of the San Pellegrino. It's nice sometimes, isn't it, when it's really warm, to just have something nice and sparkling. It just quenches the thirst really well. Toothpaste, boring. I got some organic Greek feta, some cheddar cheese, some hummus. Now I know I said that I was going to try and make my own hummus. I really do want to do that at some point this week, but today's just not going to be the day. I need to pick up some tahini, and all the tahini that's, well, the tahini that's in Sainsbury's had quite a lot of like artificial stuff in there, so I thought, well, that's a bit pointless. So I think Marks and Spencer's do some just plain old tahini. I mean, I think it's what is tahini? Pine nuts ground up or something? My mind has gone completely blank, but I could do that, but I haven't got a food processor. Something I really need to add into the kitchen. I think it will help massively. So yeah, I think I'll try and pop to Marks and Spencer's at some point this week and get that. I probably already have some chickpeas in the cupboard, to be honest. So essentially tahini, chickpeas, a bit of salt, maybe a bit of lemon juice or something. Some Yeo Valley organic salted butter, and then crumpets. Jim and Joe love crumpets. Their usual sort of like go-to breakfast. So yeah, like I was saying, I think I am just going to try and grab those ingredients to make the hummus, and hopefully at some point in this weekly vlog we can give it a go. I picked up some of the Jason's sourdough. If you want to try and cut down on your processed foods, or try and go as additive free as possible, breads are always a difficult thing because a lot of them have lots and lots of like emulsifiers and stabilizers, shelf life preservatives and all that malarkey in there. However, this brand of bread, there's also this one as well. This one is really lovely. This is the Jason's sourdough grains and seeds. Really, really yummy. And then also this one is it's just basically a plain sort of white sourdough. And the ingredients are literally wheat flour. In the UK, we have to have sort of certain things added into our bread. I'm not too sure why. But we've got calcium carbonate, iron, thiamine, and then there's water, rye flour, salt, fermented wheat flour. So it'd be better, I would much prefer it to be like whole grain rather than white, but in terms of like additive free and as little sort of unnecessary ingredients as possible, this is a very good go-to, and I really, really like it. I think it's really, really yummy. So I picked up one of them just in case I did fancy having, you know, a bit of toast here and there throughout the week, or taking a sandwich to work with me, or you know, whatever. So grabbed that. Got some more eggs, or always this variety, Burford Browns, absolutely love them. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And then this is basically a whole host of fruits and vegetables. So I got a leek, a broccoli, sweetheart cabbage. 69p for this, by the way. Isn't that amazing? I always try and get my fruits and vegetables loose where possible because it's cheaper, and also another thing that I really want to try and do is cut down on our sort of like food waste. And I always find that when I'm cooking a meal or something and I buy maybe a packet of something and don't need the whole packet, I then don't think ahead to the meals that I could use that ingredient with. So I'm trying to do this where possible, where I just buy one of the item rather than the packeted sort of situation. Some closed cup chestnut mushrooms. They didn't have any portobello mushrooms, and at first I was having a bit of a freak out, like what to do. And then I saw these were on Nectar, and I was like, they look really good. I love chestnut mushrooms. So I was like, well, rather than doing stuffed portobello mushrooms, I'll just chop up some, roughly chop up some chestnut mushrooms and then just give them a little bit of seasoning. What I was going to do was get a big portobello mushroom and then stuff it with like garlic, a little bit of cheddar cheese on the top, some salt and pepper, and then just like grill it. So I think I'll just do my own version of garlic mushrooms maybe. These were to go on the side of the beef, so I'm sure that'll work just fine. Then just a mixed floret salad, leafy salad, the mild one. I've got some carrots. These are for snacking and also to go alongside a meal. Probably have some tonight actually with the chicken. And then some more of the white fleshed nectarines. These were on Next Price this week, which I was super happy about because I've been really enjoying them. I absolutely love them cut up in my kefir bowls. So grab some of them again. It's pretty much same old really from the last couple of weeks. A couple of sweet potatoes to make the square sweet potatoes to go with the chicken. I've got some berries which are getting squashed at the bottom of the bag. Just some raspberries and some blueberries. Got some Royal Gala apples and some pink lady apples. Extra fine green beans, bananas, and frozen sweet corn, and then last but no means least, some Majestic Vine tomatoes. Yummy. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, so that should keep us going for the next few days, and I'm going to go and get these all put away. I've just finished filming this week's weighing video, and I just don't know how this is possible, but it's currently 4:30. I feel like I have blinked and the day has just ran away with me. Literally, how has that happened? So this morning I really hoped to sort of have a really good clothes sort out and organise, but it's just, I mean, it's just not looking like that's going to be possible. So I think what I'm going to do is just have a little bit of a sort through of some clothes that I needed to put away. Do I have any hangers free? There we go. I'm just going to bob my clean clothes away. I've got a laundry basket full of bits that need to go into the washer. So I think rather than overwhelm myself with sorting out all my clothes, I'm just gonna organise them a little bit, just get some outfits cleaned and ready for the week ahead. I've got to get up quite early tomorrow to go into work, so I'm thinking I'll just like plan what I'm gonna wear today, plan what I'm gonna wear tomorrow today, and have that all clean and ready to go, and then do my laundry. I just cannot get over the fact it's 4:30. I really don't know how that's happened. So yeah, I'm just gonna deal with it. I've popped a lot of my laundry away there. There's a pile of laundry over there in the corner. I basically got drawers stuffed with clothes that I just need to go through. I need to have a mammoth Vinted upload as well. I think I'm just going to dedicate some time this weekend to doing that. I'm just going to plan out my week a little bit better and try and just do a better job at balancing it out, because I don't think I did that very well last week. But I'm just going to try and work with what I can and not get too overwhelmed. cheeky chicken. Washing is on, chicken is in the oven, and I'm just gonna cut up the vegetables that is gonna go alongside tonight's dinner. Dinner has been cooked and enjoyed, and the kitchen is all clean again now. So I have discovered the best kimchi ever. This one, the Biona Organics kimchi, is by far the best I've tried yet. I really like that one. Super yummy, and yeah, I'm enjoying adding it into meals and seeing what sort of flavor combinations I can come up with it, but super yummy. If you do want to try it, I really highly recommend giving that one a try, just because it tastes so good. It's like a little pleasure to have on the side of the plate. So yeah, and if you do, let me know what you think, because I'd be very intrigued to see how many of you enjoy it too. So the plan now, it is 8:22, and I need to edit my weigh-in video. I think I'm going to end up uploading that tomorrow, just as it's getting quite late and I need to go to bed pretty soon because I've got quite an early wake up for work tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just going to go and do that. It's Tuesday and I am up and ready to go to work. I just need to make myself some lunch and snacks for the day. But I had a really good day yesterday. Tracked all of my foods, was within calorie goal. So yeah, I had a really good day, and I'm hoping to do the same today. So yeah, thought it would be a good idea to pack some lunch and some snacks. So, and I think I'm gonna make like a little sort of veggie salady picky sort of box. So I'm going to cut up some peppers, some carrots, some cucumber, and pop it into a box with a little bit of hummus. am now home from work. Didn't manage to get any clips whilst I was there. I think I might have filmed my lunch but that was about it. I just had a very busy, productive, but very nice day over at work today. I really enjoyed my lunch actually. So I made, as you saw, just somewhat of like a picky lunch. Just cut up some veggies and what have you, and a little pot of hummus on the side, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to try and do that more regular because it's just a really easy way to include more veggies in my diet. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that more regular. Yeah, feeling a little bit sort of tired. I've just had quite a heavy admin day really, and yeah, so my brain's a bit kerfuzzled, but it's now 5 o'clock and I'm just about to make dinner. I am going to make some chicken with some rice and some veggies. I haven't got a super direct plan of what I'm making, but I'm going to somewhat make it up as I go along. I've done really well so far with my calories and tracking today, which I'm feeling very good about. I have popped everything in that I've eaten so far, and I also, whilst I was at work and had sort of like 5 minutes, I popped in all of the ingredients that I knew I was going to have for dinner, and it left me a little buffer either side, so that's good. But yeah, just gonna make dinner, and then I still need to edit my weigh-in video from yesterday and hopefully get that uploaded this evening. I've got a little bit more work to do, and yeah, that's about it really for this evening. So first things first, time for tea. It's Wednesday and I am just getting myself ready for work. Yesterday was another very good day in terms of tracking what I was eating and my calories and the foods that I was eating. Another really good day. So I've had 2 days now of accurate calorie tracking and really good food, and that just feels so good after you know, a week or whatever of just not having sort of good consistent tracking and a bit all over the place with my food and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really enjoying sort of doing it right, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna do that today. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna try my best. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna try. I'm going to do it. And yeah, hopped on the scale this morning and it's looking pretty good. So that was encouraging. But I don't know, I've just got this really strange thing at the moment where I will hop on the scale sort of midweek or prior to the weekend and be a certain weight, and then come Monday it's not the same. It's usually a loss from what I've had the previous week, but not quite what it was through the week. And I did think maybe I should move my weigh-in day to like midweek or something, but then I thought, no, I need to just sort out my weekends. I need to just make sure that my weekends don't result in a gain or artificial gain or whatever. So that is the plan going forward, to do that, to make sure that my weekends, my weight is sort of staying on a downward trajectory at the same sort of like weight throughout the week, not sort of spiking up over the weekend. And I have had I've had a few weekends where it's been just a little bit chaotic, lots going on, So I need to work out a way in which I can do that without it affecting my weight so significantly, and also find out a way to do it without over restricting, because that also is just not good mindset to be in when you're like, right, okay, well, I'm not gonna sort of eat at these events, or I'm not gonna drink or anything like that. Over restriction also is not balance. So yeah, just find like a happy medium with the whole thing. But yeah, super happy that yesterday was another day on track. I did that thing yesterday where I was sat on the sofa. I didn't get round to editing my weigh-in video because I was just in the conservatory doing a little bit of work, and then I got sucked into watching some YouTube, so I didn't do it basically. So I'm gonna do that at some point today and get that uploaded. But then after that I went and watched the news for a little bit before bed with Jim, and Jim decided he wanted some sort of like late supper, and that little voice crept into my head and was like, you know, I wasn't hungry, but that little voice that, you know, says, oh, you could have something to eat, crept in. I don't know, it's just like a bad habit. I think it's really easy to pick up where, you know, you're watching TV at night or whatever, and you kind of just crave food during that process. So I think I didn't have anything, which I was very, very pleased with myself for. Even if I was gonna have something, it would have been like a peach or some fruit. And I did have some, oh no, I don't think I did. No, I'd gone over very, very slightly over my calorie goal. But yeah, I knew that I wasn't hungry. I knew that it was just eating for the sake of it rather than hunger. So I'm really, really pleased I didn't action that, because I think that's something that's really difficult for myself. Once that sort of like thought is there, it's then hard to not carry that through. And I just said to myself, you know, you're not hungry, you're gonna go to bed in like less than like half an hour. You don't need to eat right now. There's no reason for it, so just go to bed. And I just went to bed, and I was really proud of myself for that. And it might seem really silly, but it's just really difficult once those, you know, thoughts start happening to not do that. And maybe that's just that sort of like old way of life or old eating habits or whatever, sort of like still very, very deeply ingrained. So yeah, I need to work on that. I think what I am going to do going forward to try and combat that is set myself a bit of like a eating cut-off point. And I don't know how I feel about this, because it could go one of either ways. It could go really well in the fact that I go, okay, well, it's, you know, it's 8:30 now, or 8, and I'm not going to eat anything past this point, because I'll have my tea and maybe, you know, some yogurt and fruit or something after if needed, and then cut off, nothing else. And that can probably go one of two ways. It could either go that it works really, really well because it stops that mindless nighttime snacking if I'm in that mindset to do it, or it drives me mad because I think, right, I've got to 8 and now I can't eat anything after that. But I think it's a good thing to implement. So maybe I'll give it a go and say, if I am ravenous, if I am absolutely starving, which is very unlikely, the only thing I can eat after 8 o'clock is like veggies, and that's it. And if I am truly hungry after 8 p.m, I should want to eat a carrot, right? If I'm really hungry, because when I'm hungry and I have a carrot and, like, you know, chopped up veggies or whatever, they're just divine. So if my mind goes, no, you don't want vegetables, then I'm not hungry. So that, I think that's what I'm going to try and implement over the next few days and see how we get on with that. But yeah, really pleased. I keep making my face go funny by putting bronzer on my neck. That's hilarious. I'm really pleased that I've had, yesterday was another day on track and accurately tracking as well. So yeah, here's to another one. So I'm now ready for work, and Jim has very kindly made my lunch for me today. I just said basically just cut up a load of veggies and put them in my box. So I will show you that before I consume it at work. So yeah, just hoping. Traffic's been really quite good at the moment. I think it's because it's now the school holidays. There's not, I can't get my lead. There's not quite as much traffic on the roads. I don't want to pull that and break it. There we go. Yeah, so frog in my throat. Yeah, so traffic has been pretty good. So long may that continue. So I needed to stop for fuel as my fuel light came on, and I've still got quite a fair way to go before I get to work, and then obviously I need to come home. So I grabbed a white Americano for the journey. I really love Pret coffee. It's super yum. So I am just finished up with work for now. Got a little bit more that I need to do at some point this evening, but I am gonna head home now. I'm a little bit frustrated because I had allocated a little bit of time today to edit my weighing video. However, my USB to C adapter guy, when I pulled it out of my bag, I bent the prong. It's probably not going to show up on camera. So I did my best to try and fix it, and I don't think it's worked. I'm pretty sure I have another one at home, but I'm not 100% sure of where it is. So I'm going out this evening. I'm meeting my friend to, basically she's renewing her wedding vows next weekend, and I used to be a wedding photographer. Sorry, I've just noticed my phone has linked into the studio TV now. That's going to be annoying for them. Yeah, I used to do wedding photography many moon ago, and she asked if I wouldn't, and now it's connected to my car. Yeah, she asked if I wouldn't mind doing some photos for her, which I was more than happy to do. So I need to go with her this evening to go and have a look at the church and see where it is, and just like check out the lighting situation and all that jazz. So I am meeting her at her house at about 6. So I've got a little bit of time before then. Let's just see when my sat nav is going to tell me that I'm going to be home. I really want to get a car tripod. I've had a little look online to see if I can find one, but I need it to be suitable to go on my dash but not be in too much view. I feel like, would it work over here? Maybe somehow, I don't know. But I need to find one, because I just like the idea of being able to drive around and chat to you whilst I'm on the go, because I feel like I do a lot of my thinking and reflecting and things when I'm in the car, And I'd like to be able to talk through that somewhat as well, so I thought that would be a good idea. So I'm gonna, if you have any suggestions for good sort of car tripods, I use the Canon G7X camera, and it just has a standard sort of like tripod connection on the bottom. So also my dashboard is sloped, very dirty. My car needs a good clean. My dashboard is sloped slightly, so
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, shush, Siri. I think it literally listened to everything I just said then. That's so funny. Yeah, it's sloped slightly, so I need something that will accommodate that. So it just needs a little bit of thought. But yeah, hopefully I'll figure that out soon and I can chat to you on the go. So I am home and I located the USB to C adapter that I had here and plugged my hard drive into my laptop with this one, and it still wasn't loading up. So that was a little bit worrying, because then I thought that my hard drive had actually broken and it wasn't just the USB to C adapter. But thankfully, I mean, my laptop doesn't have any USB ports, it only has the C ports. So I used Jim's laptop, as he has a laptop with USBs on, and it worked, it loaded up. So it's not the hard drive, but I have two broken USB to C adapters, which poses an issue because I need to get my footage from, oh, I'm just thinking, I think I might have a memory card to C adapter somewhere, and as it's only my Wayne video, the footage is not too long, so it'll go on my laptop. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud now. Basically, just got a bit of a technical issue that I need to figure out, but I don't have too much time to do that because I need to set off soon, and I also need to grab my SLR cameras as well. So, and Joe's home now, so it's all going on. But yeah, I need to figure that out. I need to figure out a way to import that footage and get this video edited and up. So I just need to abandon that technical issue at the moment, because like I say, I only have a limited amount of time at home before I need to leave again, and I have a beef that I need to cook tonight as the date expires tomorrow. So I need to cook that today, and I'm going to be out of the house for a couple of hours. I don't think I'm going to be back until about 8, so that's a bit late as it is. So I'm hoping to get this beef cooked before I need to go, but it takes like an hour and a half in the oven. I need to sear it before it goes in. I'm feeling like I'm starting to get a little bit overwhelmed, so I just need to take a nice deep breath. Everything's going to be fine. I also just really quickly wanted to show you these that I picked up in Sainsbury's. I'm trying not to really spend much money at the moment, because I've got to save for my MOT at the end of the month, and I'm also going to Leeds Festival, so I need to save a little bit of extra spare money to take there. And yeah, I went into Sainsbury's today to get some supplies for work and walked past these, which were reduced, and I just couldn't not get them. So this lovely plate, look how gorgeous that is. I am obsessed. And it's also like a really ideal size to be a dinner plate for me, because it's like palm hand size. Let me show you. I'm not sure how big this looks on camera, but basically it's like the size of a hand, stretched out obviously. And I just loved that. And it was reduced to £3, and then this little bowl which matches, I think this was like £2.50. I just loved the colours, I loved the like shape and everything, and I really like having a smaller dinner plate just because it really helps me with my portion sizes. So he came home with me, love him. Right, I'm gonna go and get this beef in the oven. I'm literally just about to head out the door, but I'm feeling very stressed and overwhelmed at the moment. So I've just had some of this, the little rescue remedy, to hopefully chill me out. Hello. It is now 25 to 9 and I am home and I need to have my tea. My leg is really hurting. I think it's just like, sometimes with my lipedema I'll get like a very dull sort of ache from the very top to literally my foot, and it's very pleasant. So that's a bit annoying. Hopefully that'll go before I go to bed. It kind of, I used to, before I knew that I had lipedema, I used to think that it was like restless leg syndrome or something, but it's not. It's just basically it's that. So yeah, this evening went really well. I'm not actually sure if I've said at any point what I was doing, but one of my best friends is getting well, she's renewing her vows a week on Saturday. And I used to be a wedding photographer many moons ago. I haven't done it for a long time though, but she did ask if I would take some photos for her, and I obviously said yes. And I'm also doing a reading of a poem that I'm going to write for them in the ceremony as well. So I've got a few hats on during the wedding, as I am a guest, the photographer, and also I'm going to be reading out a poem as well. So yeah, lots going on. So basically this evening I just went over to the church with her and like went through sort of like the ceremony timings, and had a chat with the vicar where I'm going to be able to stand in the church and all that good stuff. Yeah, it went really well. So yeah, feeling a bit more prepared. Before I left the house, I was in a bit of a kerfuffle for a few reasons. One of them being I got out my SLR camera, which is my Nikon D7000. Literally, I've had it for so long. Actually, my dad bought me that camera as a graduation present. And yeah, I used to be so super passionate about photography, and actually one of the reasons I stopped doing wedding photography was because at that sort of period of my life I had quite bad social anxiety. I loved sort of taking the photos, but the social element around it, sort of like just being stood up in a big group of people and sort of having to direct taking photos, telling people where to stand, what to do, and a lot of the time obviously at these events people had quite a lot to drink, so that social interaction just really sort of threw me off, and I ended up deciding to not continue doing it for that reason. But I do feel like the point I'm at in my life now, I've done a lot of self-work, and although it's not something that's completely gone, it's definitely a lot better than it was at that time frame. So yeah, that's why I have the camera. I actually did a degree in multimedia technology, which included like video editing and videography, basically the umbrella of sort of videography, photography, graphic design, and basically like computer arts. So yeah, and yeah, so I went on a bit of a tangent there. Back to the point. So before I left, I needed to get my camera. I needed to grab a memory card. So I just went into like my little tech sort of drawer and just randomly grabbed one, popped it in my camera, and took a few test shots to make sure everything was working okay. And then when I went to sort of preview them, I realised that that memory card was from a very difficult period of my life. So that wasn't really fun to sort of look back at some of those memories and what have you, and then have to leave the house and do this sort of just switch my mindset away from that. But you know, these things happen, and yeah, so it went okay. You know what I think I'm gonna do? as well. I think my phone is probably going to be the thing I take most photos on, because actually my iPhone camera is really good, and I did a few test shots with my SLR and a few test shots with my phone, so I know which I need to use at what point. So yeah, it went really well. Nice to see my friend as always, and I am hungry, so I need to, well, do you know what, I say that, I don't feel super hungry actually. The only thing I've eaten today is my lunch, my lovely lunch that Jim packed for me, which I think I filmed a clip of, and I've had 2 coffees, a load of water and some kombucha, and that's all I've had. So it's a bit strange. I think possibly because I felt a bit stressed when I got home and a bit overwhelmed, that sort of like overrid any hunger that I had. And now because it's so late, it kind of feels like I shouldn't really be eating. And was it this morning or yesterday I said that I want to try and avoid eating quite late, but that obviously today is an exception. It's because I've not actually had my dinner yet. So I roasted the beef before I went out, which I'm very happy about, and I think I'm just gonna have some slices of roast beef with some veggies and maybe some rice, because I cooked a big batch of whole grain rice yesterday. So yeah, it's not too tricky to have tea, so I'm gonna go and whip that up now. Good morning, it's Thursday and I am up. I'm ready to go to work. I feel like that's how I start off most of these days throughout the week. So yesterday's dinner ended up being really yummy. I made I wanted like a vegetable medley and the majority of the meal to be vegetables because that's just what I was craving. So I chopped up some leek and some cabbage, added in a bit of frozen peas, and then I put I think about 2 spoonfuls of the whole grain rice into the pan and let that cook through with it, and a little bit of butter, and it was really delicious. And then I just sliced a piece of the roast beef and had that top. It was really yummy. And there was part of me afterwards that kind of felt like I've got quite a few calories left over. I could have like a yogurt bowl with berries and stuff, but I was like, well, I'm gonna go to bed in like 20 minutes, like what's the point of that? So yeah, another good day on track and another good day tracking my calories accurately, although very sort of busy, stressful at times, emotionally sort of challenging moment day. So yeah, very chuffed with myself with that. So I'm now just going to try and make myself some lunch to take to work with me. I have an orange pepper there. I've run out of carrots. Now I've realised another good reason to make these, like, I'm gonna call them snack lunches. It makes me use up all of my produce, because I usually have like a little bit of cucumber, a couple of carrots, and a few things left over from the meals that I make. But because I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so out of breath this morning. I've been running around getting ready. Because I've been using them for my work lunches, they're getting all used up, so that's really good. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. I've got an avocado, I've got a pepper, got some tomatoes. Oh, I think I've actually got some like salad leaves and stuff, so I might make like a little avocado salad or something. But yeah, basically I am just gonna quickly make that and then I'll be heading off to work. I'm already winning at Thursday because I remembered my glasses. For the past, like, well, at least this week, I forgot to take my reading glasses and these glasses, which are just normal long sight glasses. I think I've got no idea what they're called. I've forgotten to take them into work, and I've got halfway through the day and then like just feel like, why am I squinting so much? Why can't I see my computer? And I'm like, oh yeah, because I've not got my glasses. So I've remembered them both today, so it's already a win. I'm just at work. My battery's dying, but I wanted to just quickly say I've made myself a lovely latte, and I've got my Naked Bakewell tart bar. I've just realised that a lot of the footage on this memory card has formatted and I've lost it, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, but I think I've done a very good job at not getting too stressed or annoyed about it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Slightly annoying. What a day. It has been a day of one technology fail after another. So basically I don't even know if this will have been sort of said in a previous clip, because some of my footage has been deleted from this week, so I'll try and explain as best as I can. So basically, yesterday or the day before, I went to edit my Wayne video from Monday and discovered that or at least I thought, my USB to USB-C adapter was broken. So I thought, not to worry, I will just order myself another one, which is no big deal because it was like £6 or something, because it's just the real like little guys. It's not like a Mac one or anything, so it's not too bad. And so today, this morning, obviously I went over to work and these arrived throughout the day, and I had a bit of a brainwave. I thought, oh, why don't I just use my memory card reader in my Mac to just import the footage of my Wayne video, and then I could edit it and get it uploaded. So I don't know why I didn't think of that originally anyway, but never mind. And when I plugged that in, it wasn't loading. So then I was like, oh, okay, so it's not my USB to USB-C adapter that's broken. It's my actual parts on my Mac that are not reading. So that was a little bit alarming. So then I had to action that, figure that out, did a few bits and bobs, rebooted my Mac, and then one of them was working, which was good. Like, panic station over, at least one is working. But then I plugged in my memory card reader, went to transfer the Wayne video footage into my Mac, and then the power died, and I was like, okay, I'll plug in my charger. Obviously only one of them was working, so I couldn't do that. So then I had to just unplug the memory card reader thing, plug in the power, let it charge up somewhat, and then I came back to it, did some more work, came back to it a little while later, and then sort of loaded it all up, went to sort of like transfer the footage, but got sidetracked by the fact that I noticed there wasn't as many clips on my memory card as there should be. So I've been filming, obviously I did my Wayne video on Monday, and then I've been doing my weekly vlog from Monday through to today, which is Thursday. And yeah, there was loads of footage missing. So I basically sort of thought potentially it's just the memory card reader and the Mac, so then I ejected that, put it in my camera, and yeah, the footage was just gone. I don't know what's happened there. And then I tried to do some like time machine backup thing on my Mac, that wasn't working. So I'm just gonna go with the fact that I've lost that footage, which is really annoying, because I feel like the clips that have deleted or whatever's happened to them were probably the most interesting from this week, so that's really frustrating that they have now been lost. But it is what it is. I just have to roll with it. Can't do anything about it now. And the saving grace that it's not like the memory card completely formatted and I lost everything, but I don't really know why that happened, and it's a little bit worrying as to like, is it going to continue to do that? This is the new memory card that I ordered recently as well, so that's really frustrating. So yeah, and then my camera battery died even though I put a new one in this morning. Don't know why that happened. And then my phone died on the way home from work. Yeah, it's just basically just been like fail, 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 technology, fail. So it's now 5:10. I'm obviously home from work. And on the way home, I popped and grabbed some things for dinner tonight. So that salad, I don't know, I've got no idea now. This is the problem. I've got no idea what makes sense and what doesn't make sense because I don't know what clips haven't been deleted. So who knows? This is just probably going to be just complete nonsense. The salad that I made this morning, I'm pretty sure that won't have, I'm pretty sure I didn't see that clip, but basically Tuesday, Wednesday, I took in a really yummy snacky sort of like lunch to work and I really enjoyed it. So it was basically some cucumber sticks, some cucumber, some carrot sticks, some like cashew nuts, things like that, pepper. And yesterday Jim actually made it for me and he drizzled some balsamic vinegar over the tomatoes that were in there. It was just delicious, really enjoyed it. However, this morning I didn't really have much produce left, which was something I've realised that's really good about doing that, is it encourages me to use up all of my little sort of like sections of produce. When you make a meal with like carrots and then you've got like an odd two, or you have like the odd pepper or a little bit of cucumber or something. So I really like that. It's encouraging me to use up all of the produce and not sort of have odd bits here and there that don't get used. So I'd used the majority of it. So instead I kind of just like made do, and I had some like salad leaves, a little bit of avocado, some tomatoes, and yeah. But when it came to the time of eating it today at work, I just wasn't feeling it. I really wasn't feeling it at all. I don't know why, but I wasn't enjoying it and I thought I don't really want this. So I didn't end up having it. So by the time I got to M&S, I was quite hungry, quite stressed out. My head was screaming at me to like go get like a sandwich or something from the bakery or something like that. But I didn't end up doing that. But I did get something because I thought, well, it's silly, I'm hungry and I want something. So instead I got a packet of just smoked salmon, some little honey roasted hot smoked salmon ready to eat, and it was delicious. The whole packet was like 240 calories or something like that, I think. Really enjoyed this. So when I came out of M&S, I just sat in my car for like 5 minutes and just decompressed and had my salmon. But tonight we're going to have the stir fry that I made a little while ago with these pork shoulder steaks. I really enjoyed it. I've not been able to stop thinking about it since, so got them. And I'm pretty sure that in that stir fry I had mushrooms, sugar snap peas, bean sprouts, remember to cook them, pak choy, and is there anything else in here? I'm pretty sure that was the vegetable sort of selection I had last time. But I also, because I was feeling a bit bougie, decided to go and get some water chestnuts. Jim loves water chestnuts, as do I. So I thought we'd have some of them in there as well. So that is the stir fry for tonight. On the floor. And as I was feeling a bit sorry for myself, I treated myself to some of these strawberries, which smell just as delicious as last time. It's this variety. Oh my god, they are amazing. Certainly going to be having myself some of them with some kefir later as a nice little treat. Now, I got the tahini. I was correct in the fact that it was just crushed sesame seeds. It's just like 100% crushed sesame seeds. So I got it, so hopefully I will be able to make my own hummus at some point this week. But the only thing I've realised is I've not really got a blender, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Might have to get a bit creative. I've got one of those Breville blend active things, but I'm not sure it's going to work. So I might see if I can borrow a blender off somebody, or if somebody has one. Because yeah, that's obviously quite crucial. And with that in mind, I grabbed a couple of hummus pots because I am really enjoying carrots and hummus at the moment. I really cannot get enough of them. Absolutely delicious. I'm really liking them. So got them, and then the salmon flakes that I got as like a snack, technically lunch, was in like a deal. I can't remember the price. So I also got some smoked salmon as well, just a pack of smoked salmon, and then some salted Jersey butter. My camera's not doing a very good job at focusing on these, are they? And then, oh yeah, this is for the stir fry, pepper also for the stir fry. So, yeah, it's been a day. But on the bright side, I've still tracked everything I've eaten. I took off my salad from this morning as I didn't eat it. Basically just had my apple and my Naked Bakewell tart bar that I took to work, and then I made myself so at work we have a Tassimo machine, and I'll normally have like an Americano now, but I was just feeling really sorry for myself when all my technology was failing, and I was like, I just need something, so I made myself a latte and I tracked it. And I suppose that's the saving grace here, is that I'm not sort of turning to food in my stressed out moments. But yeah, so the plan for this evening, I'm gonna make myself and Jim's tea, the lovely stir fry, and then I'm gonna have some of the strawberries and some kefir, and then I don't know, I think I need to have a little look at my laptop and try and work out what's going on, try and figure it out. And probably, as now I'm really worried that my memory card's just going to delete all of the footage, probably try and just like import everything that I've salvaged. Nightmare. Friday, and I am just at the hairdressers. Thought I was going to be late actually, because I set off a little bit later than I should have done, but I actually made it with like 10 minutes to spare, so I thought I would just quickly start today's video somewhere. I've got my work diary with me to do my work while I'm here, but yeah, hopefully let's cut to me having nicer hair. There we go, so much better. I absolutely love a fresh hair day. So it's now 12 and I am quite hungry, so I'm going to sort of head home now and have some food. I'm not too sure about what's happening this evening, but we might be going, myself and Jim, to Jim's friend's band practice. Now, little bit of a backstory to this. That's really weird. How did I get in my car when my keys were in my bag? That's really strange. Anyway, freaked me out a bit. So a bit of backstory. We went to watch them at a folk festival. When was it? I think it was May time. A little while ago anyway. And I ended up singing a few sort of songs with them in the pub. And we all got on really, really well. And they've been asking me for a little while now if I would go and sort of do band practice with them and join in and whatnot. So we might be doing that, which is quite exciting. Nice little different Friday evening activity. There's loads of people now and looking at me like I'm a weirdo, so I'm gonna go. So I am now home and I have decided that I'm gonna have some scrambled eggs with a slice of sourdough toast and some salmon for my lunch, which I think just sounds delicious. And yeah, yesterday was a good food day. I actually ended up watching Lord of the Rings, or starting to watch Lord of the Rings, the first sort of like half of the Fellowship of the Rings film with Jim last night, and it got to a certain point and I was feeling a bit hungry. I feel like probably the stress of the day just made me fancy some form of like comfort food. So I did end up having a slice of sourdough with a little sort of bit of peanut butter on, and I was kind of beating myself up about it this morning a little bit, like, why did you do that when you set out this sort of like new mindset to not eat anything after your dinner and things? But then in reflection, it's not so bad. It's not like I, you know, ordered a takeaway or, you know, had multiple amounts of toast and things like that. It was just sort of like a feeling that I had, and I allowed those feelings to happen. I had my peanut butter toast, and in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that bad. So I'm taking that as a bit of a win, and I tracked it as well actually, which I think is also a very good thing to notice and recognise, that I didn't just mindlessly eat it and be like, it's fine, it's no big deal, I'm not going to track it. Because that is, like I said at the start of this week, that is the main that's the main focus of this week, is to track my calories, regardless of whether they are in losing weight calorie, maintain weight calorie, gain weight calorie. That is the focus. That is the main thing, is to keep everything tracked and accountable and on top of it. So that being said, I am going to go and make some lunch. Why do these peel here stickers always lie? There's literally nothing to peel. And then this is not opening. Oh, she did it. That was so delicious. I've actually been craving scrambled egg and salmon for a couple of days. One of my friends had it on her story. It's Alex's Kitchen Bangers. If you don't follow her, you definitely should. She's got like 1 million followers. Her meals are just amazing, and they're always like calorie controlled, and she always puts the nutritional information and things on that, and they're really easy to follow. So if you're looking for a foodie Insta account, which is like real and easy, and yeah, they're really good. But yeah, she popped it on her story and I was like, oh my god, I love eggs and salmon and sourdough and stuff. So been really craving it for a while. But as I think I've mentioned a few times, I'm usually not super hungry for breakfasts anymore. I don't know why that is. Which is why I'm having it now as like more of a bit of a later lunch. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. If you can hear some music in the background, Jim's going through his music library on his external hard drive. and he's just like, I think there's an issue with them where it's got like gazillions of songs on there and they all have numbers at the front of the track, so when you search for a song it doesn't come up because it's got a number there, not the song. So I think he's like organising it. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear in the background or not, but that is what's happening. Yeah, so really yummy, really good. I was considering what to have, and I just thought, well, do you know what, you've been craving that for a while, so just have that. And obviously I picked up the salmon yesterday, so it all naturally happened. So with the rest of this afternoon, I think I'm gonna just finish up on a little bit of work that I need to do for today. I managed to get the majority of it done while I was at the hairdresser's, thankfully. And yeah, then have a bit of a house tidy around. I've got loads of steps to do. I've only done 1,494 so far today. So I'd like to get them in before we head out this evening, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about sort of getting them in when I get back. I had a rest day from my steps yesterday, just because I'd not done like none. I think I'd done like 6,000, but I had a bath, and then like I said, me and Jim started watching Lord of the Rings and stuff, and I just really fancied a bit of a cozy chilled evening. And yeah, so I decided to take a rest today, and I'm okay with that. Absolutely fine with it. I can't tell you how much I love these Our Place pans. They're so easy to clean and so easy to cook with. Yeah, really good. And has anybody watched the film or documentary about the whole Teflon controversy that happened? Was it in like the 50s or something? Ah, what a terrible thing. The film, I think we watched it on Netflix maybe a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, it was super well written, and it's obviously based on true events, and it's shocking, like what they knew and what they allowed to happen. If you want to watch it, I don't want to like give the whole thing away, but yeah, really both like devastating in terms of like the effects it had on so many people, especially because they knew what was going on as well, and just used it for profitable gains at the detriment of people's physical and, you know, emotional health and things. And yeah, I suppose that sort of feeds into a lot of what I'm trying to do with my foods and how I want to go forward with my life in terms of eating, and not sort of buying into the whole food sort of industry, creating food like products that are really cheap and really accessible and addictive. So they're basically created in a lab with a scientist to hit sort of like receptors in your brain that have exactly the same results as like class A drugs, which is insane. So it's only understandable that these things become highly addictive. And yeah, I just don't agree with the whole sort of narrative behind it. I think it's really terrible that it's, you know, allowed to happen. And it's just, it's a similar kind of thing really, you know, people profiting from making us sick, or the fact that, you know, living is hard and people don't have much money or access to like information and things like that. And when you go into a supermarket, not only are these things specifically designed and made to be addictive, they are marketed in a way that is hard to avoid them, and yeah, the whole thing is just totally messed up in my opinion. And I'm not, like I say, I'm not totally eradicating processed foods or ultra processed foods from my diet entirely, but you know, just having the knowledge there and just trying to take a bit of a stance on it, I think is better than being totally naive to the situation and unaware of what's going on as well. And I just don't like the fact as well that they know all this prior to sort of like creating the food products and putting them in the supermarkets, and then, you know, people gain weight or experience issues around food, whether, you know, that's overeating, overindulging, or just food obsessions and things like that, and then there's so much shame around it as well. So, you know, as a bigger person, you go to the doctor and it seems like that's there's just this whole sort of shame towards it. And I think if you trace it right back and realise that actually these things have been designed to affect people in a certain way, I think I do have quite an addictive personality. So for a person such as myself, that's where these things can, you know, really start having an issue. And yeah, there's a whole, I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, but I think the point of that ramble was just to say it's a great film. It's very eye-opening to what these big companies and industries, what their sort of like true values are and the detriment it can sometimes have. I can't remember the name of the film. I'll pop it on screen, but yeah, it's really good. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go and finish up a little bit of work and tidy the house. So I am just in Joe's bedroom doing a little bit of guitar practice, as I haven't picked up my guitar in so long. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, I just thought it would be a good idea to have a little practice before this evening, so that's what I'm gonna do with the next sort of like half an hour or so. My cheese plant is so happy at the moment. I actually got this cheese plant when we moved into this house 6 years ago, and about a year after having him, really needed to re-pot him into a bigger pot, and I just didn't get around to it. But about, I want to say 3 months ago now, I did repot him, and ever since he has just been such a happy guy. He has like new leaves coming out pretty much daily. I think this one's like pretty new, it's nice and shiny. Yeah, he's a very happy guy since he got his new home. I have a feeling that I am going to have to repot him again super soon. It's really funny as well because I put this moss pole in the centre to try and encourage him to just like grow up, and instead he's gone out. But that's okay. And I mean, look at the size of these leaves at the back in comparison with my hand. Like, absolutely awesome. And then this guy we got when we went to the Eden project a little while ago, I think a couple of months ago, and it literally was like 2 or 3 leaves, and we repotted him into this into this pot, and he's really happy at the moment. And then I've got I'm a little bit obsessed with cheese plants in all their variants. I've got this monkey cheese plant, which, don't you just think their leaves are so cool? And I've got him in one of my very treasured and loved West German pots. I've got quite a few of them. I love how the plant pot matches this vase as well. This is a West German plant pot, which I've got my basil in. All my herbs are going to go outside soon because Jim very kindly built me a herb planter this week. How cool is that? He made it out of old pallets that we got for free. So I'm thinking herbs along the top, maybe some like edible flowers or something, more herbs. And then I've got this deep planter which he made as well with some of the leftover wood. I'm thinking veg in here. But yes, so the herbs and are going to go into there eventually. And then this guy is super happy. So basically we're going to have a bit of a conservatory revamp soon, hopefully. We've kind of somewhat started it. We moved a few plants from around the house, like this big yucca used to be in the living room, but we've moved in there because we wanted like quite a big plant in that area. And yeah, just had a bit of a move around of some things. But yeah, we basically want to reimagine this space, and we don't have a huge budget to do it with, so but I see that as quite exciting to see what we can do with a little budget, and it also makes you a bit more imaginative and yeah, just think outside the box a little bit. I mean, in an ideal world, this corrugated roof I would replace for glass. That would be amazing, that would be the dream, but it ain't realistic right now. So instead what we were thinking is to try and disguise it somewhat. We have this jute netting rope, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to encourage our climbing plants to like weave through, and then hopefully we will have somewhat of a living wall or something. I love this one as well. He reminds me a little bit of the variegated cheese plants you can get. The cheapest I've seen them is literally like £80. I'm just talking about how expensive the variegated cheese plants are.
Oh yeah,
they're very expensive.
Cheese, don't
they? They do.
Special cheese.
And I love cheese plants as it is, but
you can't eat a whole one.
I can't eat a whole one. I probably could. But yeah, basically they're like £80, and they've got like 3 leaves on them. I don't know why I like them so much, but basically this one, it looks a little bit variegated. I actually don't know the
can I just interrupt you there?
kind of plant it is, but if you see the like little white spots on his leaves, you can interrupt.
I was at B&Q yesterday getting some compost for you, and had some variegated plants on clearance for about £6.
Was there a cheese plant?
I don't know if it was a cheese plant, but it was
The cheese plant. The cheese plant.
Everybody's coming with the cheese plant money.
Gotta pay the cheese plant tax. That's not gonna work. Anyway, if you know the cheese tax dog song, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought a little bit here, but basically I love this trailing plant because he reminds me of them. I just love how the leaves are sort of like have white sort of specks on them, and I just find them really, really pretty. They are notoriously difficult to keep alive, however, because the areas that are white on the variegated cheese plants cannot photosynthesize, so it's harder to keep them alive, and that's daunting with how expensive they are. So yeah, I might try and get like just like a little cutting of one and see if I can do it that way, because it'll be much cheaper, even though it's like £80 for one that's got like 3 leaves on. It's insane. Yeah, and then another cheese plant here. So I've also had this one for a very long time, and he was practically dead. So I repotted just like these 2 bits in a new pot, and he's much happier now. This is a brand new big beautiful leaf, as is this one, and he's got lots of new lovely growth. And I really love how cheese plants grow their leaves. So they come out like this and then they unravel. I find it quite exciting. So yeah, we're just trying to reimagine the space a little bit. We've got a few things to do. We want to paint, get some more of these jute nettings for the ceiling. I want to get some throws for over the sofas. So yeah, it should look lovely when it's all
I was at B&Q the other day and there was some throws on clearance.
Was everything on clearance at B&Q the other day? I feel like that's going to be your catchphrase for today now. I'm going to say something and you go, I was at B&Q the other day and it was on clearance. That's great, we should go.
Come downstairs.
Come downstairs.
Right, the visitor doesn't want, the guest doesn't want a visitor.
No.
Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Have you seen her today?
Yeah, I have.
Come on then.
Come on. We're looking after my stepdaughter's guinea pig whilst she's away. And Floss is very intrigued. Very intrigued.
A guinea pig snaffler.
No, she's not a snaffler. Get. Come on. Come on.
She said, but it's so tasty.
Come on.
I could eat half now and eat half later.
Come downstairs. Should we go get a sausage instead? Come on then. Come on then.
Come down.
Come on then. Yeah, I thought that would get you down. Thought that would work. Yeah, Floss is very intrigued by the new smell of a different animal in the house. She seems to have settled down a little bit now though, which is good. And yeah, it's very cute. I love how guinea pigs eat their food. There you go, lovely. Yeah, super cute. So I've just made myself I think it's pear and elderflower tea, and I'm gonna drink that and then I'm gonna head. I need to go put some money in at the post office before it shuts, and it's 25.
Come now then. I'm gonna get some drinks.
Come down, come now, come now. You said that like I was a sheepdog.
Come by.
Come by. Okay. You look very lovely in your yellow attire.
I'm not wearing a tyre. It's just my tummy.
I've just got my steps all done and finished just in the nick of time, as we're going to be setting off in about 10 or 20 minutes. So I'm happy that they are done and out of the way, because I always feel a bit strange, like a weirdo, whenever I go to someone's house or like, I don't know, whatever, an event or something, and then I'm like, oh my god, I've got like 3,000 steps to do and I'm just like stood in the corner marching. So that's good. They're done. And yeah, here's to a really good evening. So it's Sunday and I ended the weekly vlog quite abruptly when I was leaving on Friday evening to go to the jam session. And I'm currently editing it. I think I said it's Sunday. Currently editing it now, and felt like I needed to include some kind of like outro or something. So yeah, had a really great time on Friday evening. It was such a blast. We went and I played the guitar and sang in the band, and yeah, it was just such good fun. Tracked everything that I drank, which I haven't done that in a very long time, which was good. But yeah, just a really good sort of like evening overall. Had such fun. So I'm not going to talk too much about sort of like the week and things like that in this video, because I'm going to save that for my weigh-in video, which I'm going to film tomorrow, and it'll probably be uploaded maybe sort of midweek, just because I'm probably going to be uploading the weekly vlog tomorrow, as I have quite a busy Sunday ahead. So I'm hoping to do a bit of editing now, get that finished this evening, and then hopefully get it uploaded this evening, but I'm not super sure. So I don't want to upload 2 videos in one day because it's just a little bit overkill. So yeah, I will be weighing in tomorrow, and I will be filming my weigh-in video tomorrow, but it's probably going to go up midweek, just so you know. But yeah, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you got all the way to the end, you're an absolute superstar. I hope you have enjoyed watching my week, and I will be filming another weekly vlog this week. So if you do enjoy watching my videos, please hit the subscribe button, and if you want to keep up to date with when they go live, you can hit the notification bell. As we know, I'm not very good at sticking to a YouTube schedule, so if you do like to watch my videos, that's the best method to find out when they go live. But until next time's video, whenever that may be, stay happy, healthy and well. Love you. Bye.